Why is that same chief sitting there when the team is losing? It's time to get rid of the coach, not the team. This guy is corrupt. You know it. You know he's corrupt. That's why you sitting there. That man is a liar for 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. Now we're at 12 or 14 weeks. And then he says it's FDLE. The lawyer had already told us it's not FDLE. Stan Retz, Jeff Davis, and a few others to a meeting a few weeks ago. All those people wouldn't have known to come in that particular day to say what was said. John Lau retired in 2017. That was the best kept secret from the public and this city council by the former city manager, Scott Larice, which gave him a sweet annual contract deal that most of you probably don't even know what it's all about. That's not transparency. The people elect you to run the city, but it seems like Scott Larice and the chief's been running the city. Now you have the opportunity to hire a new city manager, and you need to be hiring a new chief. It gives you an opportunity to start fresh. And you guys get behind what's going on because the public elect you. Chief of Melbourne and Palm Bay. The county police chief makes more than the city police chief of Melbourne and Palm Bay. The city of Melbourne's population is 86,900. And the city of Palm Bay, and they pay their chief 179,335. The population of Palm Bay is 135,000, and their police chief makes 153,224. Therefore, Young Nelson, John Lau's salary is not the lowest in the area. So, before you make those statements in a public meeting, you should have your facts together, because somebody is going to fact check it.
I'm outside of the Titusville City Council meeting that just, it's still going on. And Dwight, as far as the state is concerned, a lot of that is predicated on each police department as to whether or not and when they're going to show that information, right?
That's correct. And this is not my first rodeo with Chief Lau in a case like this. That's his MO, is to drag out showing the video, let things die down, and then people just kind of go away. But in this case, Ms. Charles is not going away. She's not going away after the video is shown. And then, so going forward, we want Chief Lau replaced. You don't need a police chief forever. And his time has come and gone. So it's time for somebody out from outside. We don't want somebody promoting up, because you're going to get the same results.
So what did you like? There's been investigations before where the video has been shown, even in spite of the investigation going on, correct?
Correct. In most police stations, it's within a week. The video is shown to the public all over the news. So if it's shown to the public within a week, that means it had to be shown to the family prior to that. So this police chief is doing this MO that he has, but I noticed that everyone came here tonight, and y'all know I like to call names. Mm-hmm. Stan Retz, he supports the whole system.
Right, now Mr. Retz says that there is no corruption in Titusville.
Right.
He said that.
Stan Retz is my classmate, so I've known him for a long time, and he goes with the flow. And he came here tonight. You know, I haven't seen him in years. And he showed up tonight, just like some other ones, like Jeff Davis. They all came out. So they had to contact them. That's the only way they knew to come out tonight to support.
So your response to what he said about the fact that there is no corruption in Titusville, and he also said that Chief Lau is actually, they have him for a bargain, right?
Well, they must have talked about that down at the club. Because you got to know Chief Lau is corrupt. You know, anybody, all these people, like he said, is so much of the minority community supports the chief and the police department. We're not against the police department. We're against the leadership.
Did you get the sense tonight that they were trying to say that people were against the police department, or were they trying to say that people were against Chief Lau?
Sound like Stan West was saying that people are against the police.
Yeah.
And we're not against the police.
What did you think, Dwight?
I think it was a great opportunity for the people to come out and listen to the candidates for city council and county commission, and to be able to ask questions that were important to them and get a feedback on which candidate they should be considering voting for.
What surprised you, Dwight?
Mainly the thing that surprised me most was the other candidate for county commission was so quiet that you can hear a rat pissing on cotton.
Now, did you force him into that position, Dwight?
Calling out his commander, Robin Fisher, he got quiet and was backed into the corner where he knew that if he came out the wrong way, that more information would be coming out concerning that issue, and he didn't want to open up that can of worms.
Interesting. So how did we get here?
I think the commissioner before Robin Fisher was Truman Scarborough, and Robin came in and he saw a laid-back, comfortable people in North Brevard. And they had been comfortable for, Truman been there for 20 years and everything was working like county government was supposed to. And to me, he took advantage of that. And he encouraged the county to vote to create MBAS, North Brevard Economic Development Zone.
So tell us what embeds are and what is that about?
MBAS is North Brevard Economic Development Zone. They were saying that due to the shuttle program ending, that North Brevard was taking the biggest hit from that, and that the county would put so many millions of dollars in, and the city would, and then that money was supposed to be to bring in companies that create jobs for this particular area. It seemed like to me they ended up giving large sums of money to companies that were space related.
Now, this money is a tax on the small businesses, correct?
I don't know where all of it comes from, but I know the county itself gives so many millions to MBAS. Do you know that the city gives, how much the city gives into MBAS? I don't know.
I do not know.
But that money is supposed to be used for, in my opinion, I would say, hey, let's see if we can get Nissan or Kia or somebody to bring a plant here, and we got the land, we can get back, but we can't give $8 to $10 million to a company that's space related to come to the area. Where else are you gonna go?
So your issue is that the politicians began ingratiating themselves and they forgot about the citizens, and that's how we arrived here.
That's part of it.
They're
Right.
basically picking winners and losers. They're deciding who should come to North Brevard and who shouldn't. And recently they've given $8 million to Blue Origin, which Blue Origin's a great company. We love them being here, but this is the Space Coast. Where else are they going to go? You know?
Everybody's breaking down the door to get in Florida. It's not like there's a lack of companies or people trying to get in.
But they can't go anywhere to launch. This is what we come back home to. And he got in touch with the owner somewhere over in Ocala or somewhere of that property. And that was one of the first things that he did. And now he came up with, according to Scott Ellis, all of these companies with, like you got Cold Fish, Robin Fisher, Herman Cold Fish, and Robin Fisher, and it's or something that's Stan Retz and Robin Fisher, and all of these other corporations that they've got. So he's got his hand into Titus Landing in all kinds of ways.
So you have the government officials and special interests who are ingratiating themselves. They're all feeding at the trough of the public dole, and they're using it for their own benefit, and the people are being left out in the cold.
The developer, I think the developer for Titus Landing was given like $6 million of taxpayers' money. Do we own part of Titus Landing?
No.
Why? How do we come to that? And they didn't explain to anybody how that deal worked out. Why are we giving a developer $6 million to develop that facility?
So how do you deal with this? What would you do, Katie? How do you stop this? If you first day in office, how would you stop this?
Current MBS board and start all over, or scrap the whole thing.
So has it become a slush fund?
I think so.
So they're using the fund in order to try to use it for their own benefit in order to get companies in. So at the very least, you can say that there's no transparency and that it doesn't pass the smell test.
Why they don't know is because we don't have anything like out there like Brevard News. We don't have a way to hear and to see what's going on, because if you don't buy Florida Today, they're only going to cover so much. And when you put it in a format like these podcasts, where they can go and see it, and I can take it and I can send it to 100 people.
Correct.
Say, hey, share this.
Correct.
Then it gets out. But before now, we didn't have that. So there was no way for them to know. And then it grew out of control.
So you're in agreement with that?
For many years, they almost have a system where it's that you are next.
So an anointed system?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's your turn. But whether you want it or not, it's your turn, and you're part of the team, and you got to play. So we can keep control, and if you can control the board of county commissioners, if you can control NBES, and if you can control the city council, and you can control the charter review, then you are running the county, the whole county.
Yep.
So then that would make sense. So this has actually gotten beyond party, because you can see it's not Republicans or Democrats. It's both. It's like a uniparty, and they have their own agenda, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, and you can see even some of the officials in both of these parties that are involved in it.
Jordan was vice mayor. You'd have to see the video of how he became vice mayor. So he's vice mayor, and he's turned out. So he begs to be the chair so that he can add that to his resume on his last year. So he became they voted and made him vice mayor. Now, he has this party, this retirement party at his home. A couple of friends of mine from the city was there, and he makes this announcement that he's retiring from public service. And he's bought a couple of $100,000 RV, the guy's a multi-millionaire, and he buys this RV, and he and his wife are going to see the country. 2 weeks later, I get a call from Dave Berman over at Florida Today. Hey, Dwight, you hear that Robert Jordan just jumped in the race? I knew about it, but I didn't know it was, official like that yet. Okay, does that sound like somebody who sang at a party 2 weeks ago that I'm retiring from public service and I'm buying an RV and I'm going to see the country? So what made you want to be the county commissioner so bad in the last 2 weeks?
So how do you stop this now?
Start losing quarter by quarter. The game comes to an end and then you lost. So we got to start taking back charter review. We got to take back embeds. We got to take back city council. We got to take back county commission. And now you don't have all of that control anymore. So,
But the biggest thing, it's the people, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
why were they so afraid to even say anything? Some of these people were afraid to even say Robin Fisher.
what would you tell? So we're going to close with this. What would you tell the citizens? You're talking to the citizens. What would you tell them that they can do that will change the trajectory of what's happening in Brevard County? Dwight, what would you say?
Well, naturally, I would tell them to vote for me because I'm going to have Katie Delaney team, and I happen to know where all the dead bodies are.